And this is unexpected because we didn't know this was going to happen. This was like, well, they mentioned this like in August that they filmed a Breaking Bad movie, and that was going to come out this past Friday. And that we was so freaking super excited for, so we decided we got to do a review. We got to do a review. Because, you guys have been with us since the break and saw good cast. Now here's El Camino, the review. And holy cow, let's just get right into it. Holy freaking cow. It was what I wanted to do. This was Jesse's story, not Walt's, not Saul's. This was his story. And it was written and directed by Vince Gilligan, which I was glad. Because, if it was someone other than Vince Gilligan, I would have been like, But since it was Vince Gilligan, he did it. So, it was classic Vince. Classic Vince.
And we jump right into it with a flashback with Jesse and Mike.
Yes. Yeah.
I was like, Mike!
Yeah. I loved it. So let's see here. So we start off with the flashback with Jesse and Mike, and this was like probably around the time where Walt was going to talk to Jesse out in the desert, and he wanted to get Mike's opinion. So I'm thinking that was probably around that time. Because that's how it seemed like it was filmed. So yeah, Jesse was asking Mike about where he should go, what his next step should be, and Mike said if it was him, he'll be going to Alaska and start anew.
Yep. Which plays into the end of the movie, by the way.
Yeah. And then we just get right into. Go ahead.
So yeah, it goes from that right into where we are just seconds after the series finale of Breaking Bad. Jesse's in the El Camino. He's driving out of the compound, Jack's compound. Sees the cops coming, pulls over to the side, and he's got a gun. He still has the gun that he aimed at Walter.
Yeah.
And he kind of he kind of ducks down into the seat of the car, and he's got the gun, got the pistol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the cops just they don't do anything to him. They just they go right by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it kind of reminded me of when Walt was in the car at Granite State during the blizzard, and and the cops is on him, and then they couldn't find him. So that's what it reminded me of, because it was just like Jesse. Yeah. Jesse, he hid, so the cops couldn't find him, which was pretty smart on his end. And then he went straight to two of our favorite characters, Skinny Pete and Badger.
Skinny Pete, Badger, yeah.
Yes. Oh my God! And I gotta say, Skinny Pete, the guy Charles Barker, has not changed at all in those past years. I mean, geez, not changed at all. And you can tell that Badger, the guy that played Badger, got a little older. But with Skinny Pete, he's the same. He looked just exactly the same. So that was great.
Did. Yeah, Matt Jones, that's the guy who played Badger.
Yeah, Matt Jones.
He looked a little bit. He did look older, but yeah, Skinny Pete, Charles Baker, still looked pretty amazing.
Yeah, and we'll get into Todd's appearance when we see Todd again in the flashback. We'll get
Yeah.
into that because it was a little controversy with Todd's appearance. But yeah, so Jesse went to Skinny Pete's and Badger's house, and I mean, yeah, that's exactly what I think that Jesse would have done. He would have ran to his friend's house and his friends, and they helped him out. And I like the little touch of all the Star Trek memorabilia in the background. That was great because in the show we know that Skinny Pete is like a huge star. He's a huge Trekkie, so it was great seeing the inside of Skinny Pete's and Badger's house. Yeah, so Jesse and Skinny Pete Skinny Pete and Badger helped Jesse, and Jesse at this point he's still reliving through his PTSD that he succumbed to when he was in the cell. I mean, we saw that when Jesse was Skinny Pete and Badger went to the bedroom and knocked on Jesse's door, and Jesse, just boom, went right for the gun and just pointed at both of them, and it was the PTSD kicking in.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then we see it again when Jesse was taking a shower at Skinny Pete's house, and then they did a quick flashback to where he was being sprayed with water with the guys from the compound.
Yep. Yep. One thing that I liked was they call old Joe to try and help get rid of the El Camino.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Larry Hankin. Larry Hankin. That's the actor that played old Joe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, old Joe. Yeah, and you can tell that the age did a number on him too. But
yeah,
what can you do? I mean, people age. There's nothing really much you can do. Maybe you can make them up a little bit, but other than that, people's getting a little bit too nitpicky about things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they call old Joe. Old Joe comes and he had his little device to see if there was any tags and everything, and then it started to be the low jack got engaged, and old Joe was out of there.
Yeah,
He's just out of there. He's like, "Screw you, kid! You're on your own this time." And we found out that was Todd's El Camino, by the way.
Yes, it was Todd's. Yep. We found out it was Todd's El Camino.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jesse, what happens is Jesse gets Badger's car.
Mm-hmm.
And Badger had to drive Skinny Pete's car out down to the border. But he wanted to hang on to the El Camino. Skinny Pete did.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I always,
and we didn't see.
He's like, I always wanted El Camino.
Yeah, that was great. Yep, and the thing is that we saw the teaser with Skinny Pete and him being questioned by the cops. We didn't get to see that in the movie. So I'm hoping they might do like an extended release DVD type thing, and maybe they'll insert it in there. But it's kind of a little disappointing not seeing that scene and how Skinny Pete got arrested and everything, and him being taken into custody and him being brought in for questioning. And yeah, we didn't see that at all.
Yeah. Now, are we going to see Skinny Pete on Better Call Saul because he's supposed to?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, and the question is this movie going to tie into Better Call Saul?
Ooh, I don't know, because we didn't see Saul in this.
No, we didn't see Saul at all.
We didn't even see a flashback with him.
Yeah, no flashback.
Which is fine.
No
I mean,
nothing.
listen, they had Todd. They had we saw Walt eventually.
Uncle Jack.
Oh, that wasn't Uncle Jack. That was Kenny.
Oh, Uncle Jack wasn't there?
No. We saw. Who else did
Uh,
we see?
no, okay, the other guy that was with Uncle Jack.
Yeah.
The one with the mustache?
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
Mhm.
And then we saw Jane.
Jane. Yes. That was near the end. I was like, oh my
That was a
gosh.
good one. That was a good one. And then
Yeah.
let's not forget who passed away when this movie was released. Robert
Yeah. Ed.
Forster,
Ed.
Ed, and we finally figure out his last name too. You know, it was
Yeah.
Ed Galbraith.
Yeah. Yeah. Robert
Man,
Forster.
that was
He
something.
passed away the other day.
Yeah, so this is his last role, and man, and gotta say, killed it. No pun intended. But it's going to be disappointing that we probably won't
So
see Ed on Better Call Saul though.
oh, I know.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and go to the flashbacks, and we see the flashbacks, and it's with Jesse and Todd, and Todd is back, and he's a little bigger than previously than the times we've seen him before. But
Yeah.
that's okay. I mean, everybody was kind of nitpicky about that. I mean, geez, they're who cares? Who cares? I know they're trying to be like, well, it's not in the story. Well, maybe Todd got fat somewhere on down the line we didn't see, and then he lost some weight. Who knows? So because these flashbacks were during the time where Jesse was captured and tortured with Uncle Jack and his gang. And and we see Todd, and he's like, trying to be buddy, friends with them. And then we get this one line. He said, I'm not going to quote it. I'm just going to paraphrase it a little bit. We get this one line. He said, basically, if you don't do what we tell you, we're going to go after the kid. And he's talking about Brock.
Brock. Yeah.
And we see a little thing near the end of the movie with Brock on it, and we'll get to that. But yeah, that one line really stood out to me because we know it's like, holy shit, Jesse better at least bow down to these people so that Brock would be safe.
Mm-hmm. So what happens is, Todd. Apparently, Todd and Jesse are the only ones at the compound. Everybody else went water skiing, and what
That's
happened
kind of
is
odd.
he lowers down a cigarette to Jesse,
Mm-hmm.
and then he says, "Hey, I need your help with some things, a couple of things."
Yeah.
One of them was getting a canopy for the back of the El Camino.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and and he takes them to his apartment, Todd's apartment,
Yep.
which is really clever because I love the way they shot it with the street name Holly, in reference to Baby Holly and Vince Gilligan's girlfriend Holly. That was great. Love that.
Yep. And what the one thing that Jesse sees is like, oh shit! It turned out Todd's cleaning lady.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
dead.
I was like, okay. First off, before they explained it, we see Jesse and Todd come in. We don't see the body at all. Jesse sees the body, and then they pillow wrapped around her neck. And I thought, okay, maybe Todd was like, sleeping with her. No. Because Todd, he's kind of like Norman Bates a little bit. He's got that creepy vibe.
Yeah.
But so basically, the cleaning lady found Todd's hidden sack of money, and Todd was explaining that that he wasn't supposed to let anyone find it, so he had to kill her to keep her from telling anybody.
Mhm. It was a set of encyclopedias which were given to Todd by his grandmother,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and he hid all his money in them.
Yeah. And I love his reasoning. He said that nobody reads an encyclopedia anymore. It's all
Everybody
online
goes on
now.
the computer. Yeah. But then I guess she wanted to look something up in the M uh, Encyclopedia M for Mexico. I guess that's what Todd said.
Probably. Yeah.
So he killed her, and then they had to get rid of the body.
Yeah. And it was
But
like
but
really
but
funny.
but had Todd takes time out to make some soup.
Yeah, that was they roll up the body in the rug, and then like the next scene they're eating soup, which is just like
Mhm.
it's funny. It's so gruesome, but it's funny, and that's what you expect with Vince Gilligan in his writing. It's like, oh my god.
It's but the same kind of fits. It kind of fits
Hmm.
in with
Yeah.
the whole vibe, I guess.
Hmm.
I mean, it's really amazing
Yeah.
the dynamic between Jesse and Todd. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if let's just say if no one watched Breaking Bad and they only show that scene, you think they're like, really good friends. Just
mhm.
by the way Todd is interacting with Jesse and trying to be his friend and everything. And we see that in the episodes too in season 5 when Todd is like, giving Jesse his shirt and everything, lowering the ice cream down and feeding him and everything. And it's like this this person who's like torturing this guy, but still in the end he wants to be friends with him.
Yeah, it's just very, very, very bizarre. But it's also there's
Mhm.
also quite a bit of character development there. I mean, Todd's not just some thug. He's
Mhm.
really he's trying to befriend Jesse.
Yeah, and Todd seems like the kind of guy that doesn't really have that many friends in the first place. I mean, he only has his uncle, and he's got his uncles so much. So we're back. So it's been. I mean, it seems like Todd doesn't really have that many friends besides Uncle Jack and his other co.
Yeah. So they drive the body out to the desert. Jesse's actually laying in the back. I guess Todd didn't
Oh
want
my
to ride up
God.
front.
Well, yeah, and plus he's got to keep him hidden. And it's this funny, long, drawn out scene. It's which Vince is famous for. Those long, drawn out scenes. We see Todd. He's playing music and he's singing to the music. Where there's a dead body in the trunk, and Jesse's in the trunk too. And he's just driving down the road like nothing's going on. A truck's passing him. He's like, honk your horn, man. It's so freaking
Mm.
hilarious.
That was pretty
Oh my God.
bizarre, but I mean it was a Vince Gilligan, and it was definitely a Vince Gilligan scene.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is. It's yeah, Vince Gilligan, classic Vince again, classic Vince.
Yep.
It's just so freaking funny. What was the song he was singing? Let me see here. Let's see if I can find
It
this.
was
I
called
remember.
"Share the Night Together" by Dr. Hook.
Yes. It was great. I mean, oh my God, I laughed so hard at that, and it like lasted for like a good what 2-3 minutes or so.
Yeah,
Let's see.
because there's that bizarre element because there's a dead body in the back.
Hmm.
But yeah, he's just as calm and cool and collected about it as anything.
Yeah, yeah, like he's done this before, and he probably has. And we see that Todd still had the spider from Drew, the kid that he shot.
Yes, yes.
We still see
Yeah,
that.
he got the spider from the kid.
Hmm. Which I thought that was another great Easter egg and callback from
Yeah,
the series. Yeah, so yeah, they what they did is they did like a couple of flashbacks and then went to present day, and we see Jesse back at Todd's apartment, and he needs to get this money. He needs to find Todd's money. He needs to get it. He's in there. He's tearing the apartment up and everything. And we do see another little Easter egg of the snow globe with him and Lydia in the snow globe, which was creepy as hell but funny at the same time.
yeah.
Let's
And
see
in the
here.
in
Oh
the
yeah, so he's
in the present
yeah.
day, we see in the present day we see a couple of guys who claim to be cops,
Hmm. Yeah.
and they uh, they managed to get into the apartment
Hmm.
because this guy who lets them in,
Yeah.
this nosy
Yeah, and
guy,
I love the new old guy. He's like,
yeah,
yeah, I know something a little about investigation myself. If you need any help, I'll just be around. it's so it's so funny.
yeah,
So I mean, I love the little comedic touches that Vince Gilligan places throughout the
yes.
episode of the movie. It's I keep I want to call it an episode, but it's a movie. It's like almost like 2 hours.
It's like an extended episode almost.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
I mean, and I mean, it's the continuation of Jesse's story,
Yeah, yeah.
which is pretty cool. I thought it was
Hmm.
done. I thought
Yeah,
the
I thought it was
entire
done
thing
great.
was done pretty well. Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't find any negative fault with it whatsoever, and I'm not just shilling for Vince Gilligan or anything like that, but he really knows what. Yeah, I mean, let's see here.
so Jesse's looking for the money. I mean, he tears
Mhm.
the place apart looking for the money.
Yeah, yeah, and he couldn't find it, and then he figured out where it was. It was inside the refrigerator door.
Inside the door, yeah.
Yeah, but then
But
the
then
two
those two
guys.
guys, yeah, who Jesse points out apparently got their jackets from a Army Navy store. Their police jackets, windbreakers, and
Yeah, see in the past. the two guys is from Candy's Welding. And we find out the player and his gang used to make the whole meth lab.
Mhm.
Which I thought was a
They
great,
also.
way to tie everything together.
Mhm.
But go ahead.
They also made the restraint and the harness
Yeah,
that Jesse
yeah,
was caught on.
yeah. And do they also? I wouldn't be surprised, but I think they probably also made the gate where Jesse was living in
Mhm.
the yeah. So that I wouldn't be surprised if they,
Yeah, that tarantula was still in that apartment, by the way, even after
yeah, it was after Jesse
it was
tore it
still
up.
in
It
the.
was
Yeah,
that was I love that.
it was still in the little
But going
aquarium.
back, yeah, but going back a little bit, we saw where they make the restraints, the welding people. We saw that, and we see the other guy, Jack's partner. I forgot his name. Uncle Jack's partner. Who was
Kitty.
that guy? Kenny. Yeah, Kenny. Yeah, so we saw Kenny make a deal with the welding the welding guy, and he's like, "Hey, Jesse's gonna break out of this," and then he said, "You know what? I'll give you like $50 or something like that, and then I'll add more things if that dude can break out of it." And we see him, Jesse, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on his feet, trying to break it, and then apparently he couldn't break out of it.
Nope. So anyway, these two guys, Jesse tries to take him prisoner, and
Hmm.
they recognize him. They recognize him from the news. They realize it's Jesse Pinkman because they
Yep.
call him Pinkman.
Yep.
And he was trying to take the one guy hostage, but eventually he had to give up because they told him there were a
Hmm.
bunch of cops. They told him there were a bunch of cops downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, but Jesse realized that was a entire big lie. That was a big
Mhm.
lie, big huge lie. And then so Jesse kind of works with them because the old dude comes back knocking on the door, I think.
Uh,
Because he said he found it something, and he said he wants like fingerprint analysis done to it and handwriting expert done to it. So the like the other dude, not Cassidy, because I think Cassidy was the owner, Candy's welding co. I think it was the taller dude with the mustache. I forgot his name. He had to go out there and talk to the old guy and sit down with him. And in this little funny scene, we see the old guy saying, "Well, you know what? We need fingerprint analysis done to it. We need, handwriting expert for it and all that." It was funny. It was so freaking funny. While he's off doing that, Jesse and Cassidy cut a deal. 1/3 of the money, it's his. They're going to split it 3 ways.
mhm.
2 for the welding company, 1 for Jesse. Jesse takes his third and he goes on. And we forgot this little scene. Jesse was looking out through the apartment and he saw some people, recognizable people on the news. He
It
goes
was his
and
parents.
he his parents is on the news. And I marked out. I was like, "Holy cow! We haven't seen Jesse's parents since season 2. It's great having
Yeah,
them back." And it's
yeah.
just like I remember, you have Jesse's mom up there crying, "Son, turn yourself in," and all that. It was great.
Hmm.
It was great having seen those two people back again. we didn't see Jake, Jesse's younger brother. You know, yeah, I get probably the reason why we didn't see him is because the kid that played him got older and they couldn't really show him, so they just had they wrote in that he was at like a band camp practice or something like that.
Yeah.
But it would have been interesting to see if, because the last time we saw Jesse with his younger brother, he stole his weed, his
Mhm.
weed. It would have been interesting to see how that played out and how that turned out. But
Yeah. And then what happens is Jesse eventually calls his parents
mhm.
and says that he wants to meet them at a certain spot
Yeah.
where they used to have picnics.
Mhm.
And then a bunch of undercover cops follow them because they think this is
Yeah.
this is it. We're going to be able to catch Jesse. What happened was
Yeah.
he tricked them because he went to their house. He stole a couple of guns, pistols.
Yeah.
But that was after he went to Ed because he went to Ed first.
Yeah. Yeah. So we found out that Jesse was looking for the vacuum cleaner repair shop guy, Ed, and that's why he needed the money. He wants to have a second chance. So, and I
And I
love
don't
this whole
know. I
scene
don't
with
know.
Robert Forster. Go ahead.
I don't know if you recognized the customer that was in the vacuum cleaner store or
Oh
not.
yeah, the black woman. Yeah,
That
who was
was
she?
Florence from the Jeffersons.
Oh, it was. Oh,
Yes,
that's great. Oh, that's
Marley
great.
Gibbs. It was Marley
Oh,
Gibbs.
that's awesome.
I know. I
Oh, that is
recognized her.
great.
I said, is that Marley Gibbs? And sure enough,
Oh
yeah,
man. Yeah, I did not recognize her at all.
that's who it was.
And I mean, it was a great scene with her. It was really funny. She's like, "Why I gotta pay like $1,800 for a new vacuum?" It's so hilarious. She's great. Oh my god, that was great. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I did not recognize her at all.
That's who it was. Yeah. So after she leaves, Jesse, basically goes to Ed and asks
Mhm.
for help. And he's got
Yeah.
a lot of money, but it's not
Mhm.
enough.
Yeah. Yeah, he was $18,000 short.
1,800 actually.
1800, 1800. I mean, yeah.
He was only $1,800 short.
Yeah, and Ed. At first, Ed didn't really want to do it because like what Saul said, you only got one shot with this guy, and you blew it. So he came in, and I loved it because Ed was like, playing his role as the vacuum cleaner repair guy,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Jesse's like, you know what I'm talking about, I need that Hoover vac something. I forgot the code, but you know what I'm talking
I
about.
forgot the
You're the
password.
guy.
You're the guy. Yeah,
You're the guy. I know you're the guy. It
yeah.
was hilarious.
Because
Uh,
Jesse recognized the van that was
yeah,
out
the
back.
van that was back. Yeah, yeah. Well, they shot the van. That was great.
Hmm.
Yeah, then Ed kind of took pity on him, but first he called the cops, and Jesse was like, "You full of shit! You didn't call the cops because you didn't hang because you're not because when you dial 911, you're not supposed to hang up and all that." And then the cops came by,
Yeah.
and Ed comes out there and he says, "Okay, everything's fine." He just went out the door up the road.
He
But
said
then we see that.
the
Yeah.
guy the description Ed gave was the guy was like 6'5", 6'6", had a tattoo over his right eye.
Yeah. And then Ed comes back in. Then he kind of takes pity on Jesse, and he says, "Well, you're going to pay me for last time, and you're going to pay me for this time." And he was $1,800 short. And then Jesse calls him back and says, "Do you man of your ward? If I get to 1800, will you, get me a new identity and all?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm a man of my word, and I will do it."
Yeah, which was great. I mean, it was great that he called him back. And he had Jesse had one of those flip phones, one of those burner phones.
Yeah, another callback. He takes the phone and he breaks it, takes the battery out, and then breaks it. Another great callback to the series.
Yep. That was. So he goes back to the welding place, the welding business. There's a bunch of prostitutes that kind of entertain the
and
guys.
fun fact: the bodyguard for those prostitutes was the same guy. Remember in season 1 of Better Call Saul when Mike and Stephen Ogg and the big dude was there.
Oh.
And then Mike got the gun and everything, and the big dude took off. That was the same guy. That was the exact
man.
Clarence, I think that's his name.
Clarence. Yeah, that dude was huge too.
He was. Yeah. It was great.
That dude was huge. So he waits for Clarence and the prostitutes to leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love when the hookers come back to the car and Clarence was sleeping. He was knocking on the window, waking him up. That was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesse just walks in there. He just waltzes right in there.
Yeah.
He says, "I need $1,800."
Mm-hmm.
And this is after he's been to his parents' house to steal the 2 pistols.
Yeah.
He's got the 22. And what they don't know about is the gun he has in his other pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually,
go ahead.
Eventually, he just Neil, that was the guy.
Mm-hmm.
The main, the guy. He says, "Tell you what, why don't we sell this Old West style? If you can outdraw me, you'll get your $1,800 plus interest."
Mm-hmm.
Well, what he didn't count on was Jesse having another gun.
Yeah.
And Jesse used the other gun to shoot the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow he avoided getting shot by the other guy.
Yeah. Yeah, basically Neil and Casey. I think is the other guy's name. Yeah, Casey. Yeah, so both of them got whacked and shot and killed. And the other groups of guys was kind of scared and they just took off and they don't want to mess with Jesse.
Mm-hmm. Because he said, "Let me see your licenses, your driver's licenses."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Now I know your names and now I know where you live."
Yeah. Yeah, so he finally gets the money and he takes it to Ed, and Ed honors his word, and now he's no longer Jesse Pinkman.
Yep, he's a guy named Driscoll.
Yeah, I don't think we hear what his first name is. We just know his last name.
Yeah, we didn't hear the first name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the way they ended it was just a great ending. It was the way it should have ended for Jesse.
Yeah. We also.
That's the way it would have ended for Walt if he had stuck with the plan. If Walt had stuck with Ed's plan, he might have lived.
Yeah.
or he might have died in that cabin, for all we know,
Yeah, we don't know what
because
would happen if Walt stood there.
he still had, the cancer had come back, if you remember.
Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah. Speaking of Walt, we see Walt
We saw
here.
Walt,
We saw
right?
Walt.
Yeah,
We saw Walt. We saw Bryan Cranston as Walter White, and it was season
yes,
2 Walter White. Because he only had the
yeah,
mustache. Nothing. He was not Heisenberg at this point. It was just still, Walter White trying to find himself, basically. And it
yeah.
seems like It seems like the flashback took part during where they was stranded in the desert 4 days out. It seems like it
Hmm.
was like in between, for like after 4 days out and somewhere along there.
Yeah,
And then we see Walt talking with Jesse and says, what you think you want to go to college? You know,
yeah. Like you could get a business
Mhm.
degree.
Yeah.
I thought that was great to see Bryan Cranston. It's like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
there's
Yeah.
Walt.
I love Jesse. Jesse's like, so, Walt asked Jesse what he wanted to do when he, grew up or something. And Jesse was like, sports medicine. I want to be a sports medicine doctor or something. It was something out there. And then Walt was like, how about business? Go to college with marketing. And then I loved the thing he said, we have to get your GED. And Jesse's like, you didn't think I graduated high school? You were standing on stage when I got the award.
Yeah,
That was great, great fun one liner. And then we heard Jesse, say, "Yeah, bitch." He was
yeah,
up there.
bitch.
They were at a
Yeah,
buffet. They were at a buffet, and Jesse got like everything off the freaking buffet.
yeah, yeah, bitch. That was great too. But
Yeah,
yeah, this was a really tremendous
yeah,
movie. It's a great way to kind of wrap up the Jesse storyline.
hmm
And I mean, now he's got a fresh start in Alaska, which I thought was tremendous. And hey, I give this one the perfect 10. It was great. At least I thought it was. Okay, sorry, folks. I think Shane froze up. Oh, he left. Yeah, Shane froze up. But yeah, El Camino was really tremendous. And like I said, perfect 10. That's what I would give it. And Aaron Paul was great in it. And this was a Netflix original, but it was obviously based on Breaking Bad. Anyway, hopefully Shane will be back. I'm hoping he'll be back anyway. If not, then we had a good show. We enjoyed talking about El Camino. Like I say, hopefully Shane will be back. If not, then I don't know what to tell you. Check something. Like I say, hopefully he'll be back. I don't know what to tell you. But this was a good show. I enjoyed doing this. We're going to have to do this with Walking Dead at some point. Review The Walking Dead this same way. Maybe I'm getting a message on Facebook. I'm not sure how to work this. Apparently, Shane lost his connection. Hopefully, he'll be back. Okay, Shane's trying to get back in. Hopefully, he'll get back in and we'll be able to end this properly. Just bear with us, folks. We'll get this straightened out pretty soon, hopefully. Like I say, Shane's trying to get back in. don't know if Shane's going to be able to get back in or not.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Oh, you're back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So yeah, before we got disconnected, I was going to say we saw. Speaking of, we mentioned about Brock earlier. Card to give to Brock. Gave a card to Ed to give to Brock. Baron Paul. He said that
Yeah.
he recorded lines so that we could hear what was in that letter, but they didn't. They decided not to use them.
Hmm. So the note was for Brock.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
See,
Oh,
I
if you
didn't
heard me,
know who the
Brock.
note was for. Like I said, I didn't know who the note was for. It was for Brock.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a shot of Ed holding the note, and then we saw on there Brock's name, which I thought was great.
Oh, okay. I looked. I tried to kind of figure out who it was for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was for Brock.
That's great.
So another Easter egg. Jesse was listening to the radio, and we heard on the radio that a woman in connection with Walter White has passed away, and it was Lydia. Lydia, because
Oh
at the
yeah.
end, because at the end of Breaking Bad, he poisoned her with the ricin.
Hmm.
So, and then, oh yeah, speaking of which, Vince Gilligan confirmed that Walter White is dead in this movie as well.
Yeah.
They say Walter White is dead. Walter
Yeah.
White is dead. So he's not going to come back. The only time he's going to come back is in flashback.
Hmm.
It's not going to come. Unfortunately, not. I think that would be pretty cool. But he's dead. He's gone. So I think that is how this is going to Better Call Saul next year.
Hmm. I don't know. Be interesting to see if there's any. Be interesting to see if there's any playoff, or if they play off the movie
Mhm.
with Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
But like I say, I give this movie a perfect 10. I mean, it was great.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Any Breaking Bad fan will enjoy this movie.
Hmm. Definitely. As I mentioned, it's a
All
Netflix
right. So yeah,
original.
I think that's going to do it for
All
uh,
right.
yeah. I don't know when it's going to be on AMC, but they're going to play it on AMC.
It's also
But yeah, I think
playing.
it's going to.
It's also playing in select theaters, apparently.
Yeah.
So it's not just on Netflix. It's
Yeah, like
also
I said,
in select theaters.
yeah, like I said earlier, I hope they release like an extended DVD version of this. With the commentary, with uh, delete. Definitely pick that DVD up to add to my Breaking Bad collection. And then whenever they do the Better Call Saul box set, I want to get as well.
Yep, definitely.
So yeah. Okay. So we can touch on a little bit of Walking Dead. Decided not to do Walking Dead season. Been way too busy.
Oh,
Yeah. You've heard I got a full-time job now, so yeah, it's gonna be cutting into the schedule a little bit. So yeah, I decided not to do Webcasting Dead this season. But we can touch on a little bit right now. So this is going to be apparently Michonne's last season,
yeah.
and then Maggie.
Oh,
Oh, you haven't heard?
I didn't hear that Maggie was coming back.
Yeah. They announced it at Comic-Con a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I knew it was Michonne's last season. I knew that.
Maggie's coming. Reason why? Yeah, Maggie's coming back next season. It's going to be Michonne's last. The reason why Maggie's coming back is because her show Whiskey Cavalier didn't take off. It got canceled, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I heard that. Yeah. I heard Whiskey Cavalier just didn't catch on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I can't tell you if it's good or not. But
Same here.
yeah, so Maggie's going to come back. Maggie's going to come back, and Michelle. So you think they're going to kill him and go on to Rick?
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I end it right here. Again, good movie. If you're a Breaking Bad fan, I highly recommend it. You don't want to miss it, especially if you want to continue on with Jesse's story. Again, like I said in the beginning, this is Jesse's story. This is not Walt's story. This is not Saul's story. So I know some questions of, oh, are we going to get to see Walt Jr.? We're going to get to see all these characters and see what they've been up to. This was Jesse's story through and through. But yeah, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right. So yeah, let's go and end it right here because The Walking Dead's coming on in about an hour. Ready for that and see what's going to happen on this episode. All right. So yeah, good night, everybody. We will see you here whenever, maybe whenever Better Call Saul comes back in 2020. So good night, everybody.